I'm recording. I uh Hello guys. Welcome to our first video from Dumb Music Fans. My name is Quan.
My name's Reese.
I'm Lee.
I'm Gareth.
Bet. I Today we're reviewing Nirvana's 1991 album Nevermind. Uh so Lee, what'd you think about it?
I liked it. I mean, as an entirety of a listen, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good album. Um, I mean, if I guess one like big, not big criticism, but I guess the most obvious criticism was it felt each song felt a little bit formulaic. Like they kind of took the same formula. There wasn't a lot of like variation between at least the formulas that the songs form. I thought some of the songs towards the middle kind of got a little bit repetitive after, but I thought the beginning and the end of the album were both very good.
Bet. Okay, how about you, Reese?
Well, see, I listened to the whole album for the first time today. See, I already had my songs I liked from the album.
Oh.
I tend to listen to albums in the sense I tend to listen to my favorite songs in the album. So today was my first like real listen through of the whole album. And I kind of agree, it did feel formulaic. And I think that sometimes like I would listen to a song and I wouldn't really see a lot of difference between this song and the last song. And that was kind of disappointing. But there are definitely some songs that I really enjoy. But those are the songs I already knew beforehand. So I kind of like the hits of this album a lot more than I like the album as a whole. But that's just my 2 cents.
All right, Gareth, what do you think?
Uh, Never mind. More like never going to listen to this again.
Ah.
That's all I have to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I think this album's amazing. I don't know. Is it formulaic at times? Maybe. I don't know. I just think it's 13 really good, really strong songs. I think each song does stand out and it does diversify enough to make each song a unique listen. I think some songs are better than others, obviously, but I think this is a great example of an album where literally every single song is amazing. Well, almost every single song is amazing. It's just good songs back to back to back, no skips. So yeah, it's a really good listen. So obviously the first song "Smells Like Teen Spirit." I think everyone's heard this song, even before listening to this album for the first time. Any thoughts on this?
Nah, I feel like, to be honest, like I don't have a lot to say. I don't have a lot to say about it. Smells Like a Teen Spirit. It's kind of like just like hammered into like iconic rock history. I don't know. Just as one of those songs. Just probably one of the greatest rock songs written of all time.
You think it's the best song on the album?
I think it's had the most impact. I personally wouldn't necessarily say it's the best song on the album, but I think it's had the most impact. It's probably the most iconic song on this album.
See, now I respectively have to disagree with that. I think one of the big things about Nirvana is its impact on the world of punk rock and rock in general. But to me, the impact that I got from this was not that. I mean, like listen to these lyrics. Like in Something in the Way, there's this line about fish and how fish don't have feelings and therefore we can kill them. Bro,
I didn't say
those
my
lines
personal
don't make you want to
opinion.
become a vegetarian, bro. Like I don't know. It's
No,
like
honestly,
that's not impactful.
I
That line right there is actually like I think a great argument against the pescatarianism. And whenever someone tells me they're a pescatarian, I think of that line just because I'm like, I don't know, like it's a good point. Like it's kind of like sarcastic saying, "Oh yeah, fish don't have feelings." Like, of course, fish have feelings. If you say that any other animal has feelings, and you go down that logic, I don't know. We're kind of skipping around though. So before we jump to Something in the Way, which is like the last track of the album besides Endless Nameless, I don't know. It Smells Like Teen Spirit. Yeah, it's a classic. It's a great song. I don't think it's the best song on the album, but
I agree.
Yeah.
I personally don't think it's the best song on the album, but I do think it's had the most impact, and it is the most
Obviously.
iconic song on this album by far.
Very.
No,
I think
no
it's the most
question.
iconic. I'd argue it's the most iconic song of the '90s. Um,
I
but
put that. I placed that bet.
yeah. Okay. Second song, In Bloom. I really like In Bloom. I think just lyrically, the whole song is just about the idea that Nirvana fans a lot of Nirvana fans is like passively listening to the songs and aren't really like absorbing the lyrics and thinking about what the songs are about.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
I thought the song was pretty catchy.
yeah,
That's all I have to say. Nothing more.
yeah. Anyone thoughts of it in Bloom?
I don't know. I feel like it's really hard to follow up on Smells Like Teen Spirit. So honestly, when I listened to it today, I kind of just glazed over it. But I mean, it's definitely one of the good songs. But I feel like as coming off the introduction of Smells Like Teen Spirit, I kind of glanced over it. But I think as a song on its own, it stands out a lot. I just think in this like the realm of the whole album, it kind of just blends in.
I think as a song, what you said about Nirvana fans not really paying attention to the lyrics, I personally didn't really enjoy the song too much, but now that you like, I didn't really look too much into the lyrics, so I kind of passively glazed over it. It was same as Reese. It was the first time I ever listened to the album all the way through, especially if it comes after a song like "Smells Like Teen Spirit." I can see why like Nirvana did this, and in the sense that like. Yeah, I kind of just like glazed over. I mean, I took another listen, but when I took the second listen, I mean, in between those two, Smells Like Teen Spirit and the next song after In Bloom, Come As You Are. I didn't really get as much enjoyment out of it as the one before and the one after.
Yeah, I think In Bloom's kind of similar to Smells Like Teen Spirit. Both of them have like kind of slower verses, and they kind of get like really loud in the hook. I think In Bloom's like absolutely amazing song. It's one of my favorite Nirvana songs. But I definitely think like sequence in terms of the sequencing of the album, that's a little unfortunate. I will say I think just about Nevermind in general. I think my biggest critique of the album is just the fact that it doesn't really feel like an album. It's like a story or anything. It's kind of just a more collection of songs. So that's why you have the big hit song kind of first, just to like get listeners in, and then the second and the third songs, In Bloom and Come As You Are, both singles. And like, I feel like that the whole point of that was just to like keep you listening, and that was kind of more of like a marketing strategy than an actual like artistic like choice. So yeah, like, I don't think in terms of the sequencing, I don't think this is maybe not the best place for In Bloom. Like listen to this album again, I kind of forgot that it was the second track, and it is kind of a weird place for that song because I think it's a very hard hitting song that could have done better like later in the album. But yeah, I can see where you guys have a problem with it. Come As You Are, definitely a slower song. It's a big hit. I think it's the second biggest hit technically behind Smells Like Teen Spirit. I'm honestly not that huge fan of the track. I think it's a little overrated by some people, but I think it's a good song still.
This is, I mean, you can disagree. In the sense, in a very musical sense, I feel like not in a music, but like in a more technical sense, I feel like this is the only song with a real riff, like like a very I mean, Smells Like Teen Spirit has the ba-da-da. That's very rhythmic and more. Yeah, it's more about the strumming on the guitars and how they play it and the power chords. But I feel like Come As You Are has probably the recognizable riff throughout the entire album.
It definitely also contrasts from like Smells Like Teen Spirit and In Bloom. Lots like softer, not really screaming. Yeah, Reese, any thoughts? You seem like you.
Oh, well, actually, I was going to ask a question to Gareth. I was like, Gareth, you have a thought longer than 2 sentences?
Yeah. Well, I feel like, to be honest, I feel like the album, like we're, the album connects, like each song connects to the last more than you're giving it credit for. I think.
Oh, okay. How so?
I don't know. I feel like most of them had the same, same sort of energy. Like it goes from like.
I think the overall album as a whole has like a certain like energy to it that's the same, but I think in terms of like lyrical themes, it's not like I think just I think in terms of just like ordering the song specifically, it's that too.
I don't know. I feel like the ordering worked too, because like I don't know. I'm remembering like I don't know if I'm remembering correctly, but I really liked. I don't know. I just liked how it's like listening to it in order. It actually felt like it connected more than.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like even I really like Drain You into Lounge Acts for some reason.
Well, I love those 2 songs. You can skip to those. Yeah, I think Drain You in my opinion is the best song on the album.
Are we skipping? Let's go in order.
Okay, we can go in order. Okay, let's talk about Breed then. Unless anyone has any more thoughts and comments, you are.
All right, that's enough about Breed. Let's move to Drain You.
What Breed? No, wait, Breed. Breed is like actually really dope. Breed is that it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like moody or anything, but it just in terms of like being really high energy, really like fun. I think it's a great track. I like Breed a lot. I don't know.
No, I actually agree. I really like Breed a lot. It's like super, it's just like super fast paced, dude.
Yeah, honestly, like after listening to the first 3 songs, like I was on my walk when I listened to this, bro. I was getting hyped up for Breed, bro. I don't care.
Breed's
Bro.
crazy.
Okay, great. No,
Breed's-
I think that had a I think one of the things that you guys said was there's like a similar energy throughout the whole album. I didn't feel that at all. I feel like sometimes it really picked up and sometimes it really slowed down. So I think there are a lot of songs that have the same like kind of like more chill, mellow punk rock feel. But I feel like some like Breed had like more of like a not rock, but like a little more like hyper than like other songs later on in the album. I thought it got a little slower.
Breed definitely sounds more like traditional rock. I think Breed kind of sticks out actually from the rest of the songs in the album. It does feel like a lot more just traditional rock than like grunge at all. Lee, any thoughts on Breed?
I dug it. It was a good song.
Everyone likes Breed.
It was good. It was fast. Dave Grohl's drumming, excellent. I don't know, like it was lit. I feel like that was kind of their jam out song. They're like solo where they can just like kind of go nuts, but I feel like they still stayed in a good like, and they made a good composition out of it, even though they went a little bit, they went ham.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Lithium. Bro. Lithium's also a classic track.
Dude, I love that song.
Lithium's great. Yeah. That's what I'm saying about this album. I mean, just like, bro, like I'm for 5 songs in, and every single song right now is like amazing in my opinion.
I'm gonna say just the thing that hooked me was the bass. The bass, just some epic bass playing by Novoselic. Just some excellent. Yeah. I honestly got enjoyment just out of that from that song. Plus, it's there's more to it than just the bass. Also, the lyrics are a lot. Like, there's a lot to the lyrics. I mean, it was like the suicide stuff. I don't know. I feel like. I mean, we all know what happened to Kurt Cobain, so I feel like just listening to that song, it feels different now that we know what happened after.
Yeah, and just like the hook of like yeah. Like, I don't know. It's like it seems so like the guy is just kind of like done with everything. That's kind of like the vibe I get from the song, and like I don't know. I think it's a great song. Captures his mental state at the time pretty well. Reese or Gareth, any thoughts on Lithium?
Yeah, I agree with Lee on the bass idea. I think for a lot of songs, for me, like a good bass like player can actually like change the whole song entirely. They can set the mood of the whole song, even if the lyrics really don't like represent the bass that's actually being played.
Yeah.
But I think that the bass in Lithium, kind of like with the singing, definitely created a mood that I like to hear. So it was the first time I listened to it, but I really liked it.
There's a song later that I really like the bass on, but I'll save it.
Also, yeah, I think I also agree with you on the one fact that there's like in this album they're all like bangers. Like before listening to this album, I knew that like it was like one of the most influential albums of all time. Yeah. But besides one song, I like this album like a bunch.
I think that song is the next song, which is Polly, actually. So Reese, explain your thoughts on Polly. I'm curious.
I don't know. So I think coming off Lithium and Breed, I listened to Polly, and I just like. And like when you guys talk about like placement of songs in the album, you guys talk about how In Bloom was like improperly placed and how like it shouldn't have maybe been the second song. I don't think Polly was properly placed. I feel like right after these two things, it kind of like because Breed I think was really hype, and then Lithium was kind of like in between in the sense that it was kind of depressing in terms of lyrics, but it can still like get you up. But I feel like Polly, I tuned out.
It was too slow.
I have a question. Sorry to interrupt you. Was the album produced as a record, where with the side A and side B?
Yeah, it was. I'm not sure the exact.
What was side A? Because
but it's 91. So at the time, CDs were the main thing. Anyways, okay. So like it's not like there was a vinyl for it. I think I'm pretty sure the first side on side B was Drain You, but I can check right now. But yeah, it was released as a CD, so it doesn't like 91 CDs were the thing. So I don't think it's like the biggest Factor. Let's see. 91 vinyl on Discogs.
But in the meantime, Gareth, what did you think of Polly?
I actually don't feel it's that misplaced. You know, if I'm remembering correctly, Lithium was more like he wasn't really yelling that much, or at least not as much as he was in what was the song before?
Breed.
Breed.
Lithium. Yeah, it was Lithium.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, so yeah, Lithium. It's just a lot more gentle singing, you know, and then it goes into
It goes from
Polly.
Breed to like a little less, right? It makes it's a natural progression. I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So just to answer Lee's question, actually, Polly's the last song on side A.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense because then you kind of end it off with the more quiet song, and then you start off side B with the song I like a lot, Territorial Pissings.
Okay,
this is the like punk rock mosh song. It's crazy. I love this song.
I liked it too. It came off a lot like Breed did. I don't know. It felt a lot like Breed. It formulaically, again, that was the one pretty big criticism I have of this album, is that it seemed very formulaic. I think yeah, I just saw just it kind of sounded similar between Breed and Territorial Pissings. So yeah,
I think they sound similar like, in a way, because they're both kind of like more energetic, like songs not really that moody or anything. But I think the big difference is that like Breed sounds very kind of like clean. I'm saying I could hear like Breed being played at like a football game or something, but Territorial Pissings is a lot more like crazy, like uncontrolled energy. You know what I'm saying? A lot rougher. I feel like.
Yeah, no, I see that.
So I don't think either song is. I don't think Territorial Pissings is that formulaic. You're saying formulaic in terms of just having like verse hook.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I guess I don't know. Territorial Pissings sounds like their take on a traditional like punk song, and even like I feel like the verses and hook kind of blend together. I didn't really notice the formulaic stuff on Territorial Pissings. Also, I mean, like most albums, I feel like are just verse hook. I know, like maybe you want something like well, to me, it never really felt formulaic, just because like I don't know, it's just the way most songs are, and it's not some giant like magnum opus prog rock album from the '70s. Just
well, I mean, I don't think it necessarily has to be like a magnum opus. Like I don't think it has to be like. I think there's different ways to break away from just doing your standard like intro, verse, chorus, you know, done. Or there are small variations in their songs. I'm not saying it was entirely that way. It just like every song kind of felt like modeled the same in the same kind of way. Like it sounds very different. That's why it's not like a major criticism. It's like the only criticism probably one of the only criticisms I have of the album. I have my own personal taste, but yeah, that's about it. And yeah.
Actually, like just speaking of like not being formulaic, the next song is "Drain You." "Drain You" is my favorite song on the album. I think "Drain You" is ridiculously amazing, and it's very not formulaic. It has this like weird instrumental breakdown in the middle, where like it kind of pauses for like 30-40 seconds. You kind of like waiting for stuff to come back on, and finally the guitars come back in, just energetic as hell. I think lyrically it's really interesting. Some of the lines is like "chew your meat for you." I travel through a tube and end up in your infections. Just like really like weird lines about like romance. I don't know. This is my favorite song by far. I love this song. You guys have any thoughts on "Drain You"? The Rock Band 2 classic. By the way.
Reese, what do you guys say?
I don't like romantic songs at all. I don't like it. It's not really a romantic song, I guess, but like any songs about affection, I usually just think they're kind of cheesy in the sense. And I guess I like the sound of "Drain You," but I like lyrics more than I like the sounds. And I don't know. I just whenever I hear any song about affection, that's just me. That's just personal taste. Like I think the song's actually pretty good for a kind romantic song, but I just.
Would you agree that
what?
Would you agree that it talks about affection in a very like unique way? It's not saying like I love you, girl, you're the world. You're saying it's like I don't care what you think unless it's about me. it's like very like almost like making fun of like romance, or like kind of like commenting on how like disgusting and how like ridiculous the idea of affection is in a way. I don't know. I thought
it seems like if I had to guess what like a grunge band's reaction to affection was, it would be that.
okay.
So I don't know. It didn't really surprise me in that sense, but it was really good to listen to. I can't get into affection or like romantic songs. It just doesn't flow right with me. What about you, Garrett?
Yeah, I don't think it was that romantic at all. It's almost like some sort of distorted romance, if anything.
Exactly. That's what I liked about it. It was like a funny take on the idea of a love song.
I'm not gonna lie. I made a parallel to "Whole Lotta Love" by Led Zeppelin and this song.
Oh, I could see that with like the breakdown towards the end.
The breakdown. I thought the breakdown. It reminded me. It's obviously not similar, but in a sense, this song is 20 years. The "Whole Lotta Love" is 20 years older than this song, and I think. I just thought the breakdown was pretty cool, just to kind of get like a taste of what almost like a grunge kind of version of Led Zeppelin's like psychedelic breakdown. It felt like Led Zeppelin's more psychedelic, more a little bit like spacey, airy, but this was more like grungy, distorty a little bit. I thought it was really cool. I did like that part in the song. I thought it like I know I've said formulaic a few times, but I do think it was a little bit of a breakaway from the formulaic portion.
Also, Drain You is a better song than Whole Lotta Love. I know you're gonna disagree
right now.
Okay, we'll have this conversation later. Okay, so then Lounge Act. Lounge Act is I really like the song. I think this is like one of the most like underappreciated deep cuts in this album.
Lounge Act was one of my favorites when I first listened to it, bro.
Yeah, it's just cool how like it starts off silent and kind of gets more aggressive and aggressive as the track gets on.
Well, that's almost. I thought that was like sort of the formula that Lee was talking about, which works really well, you know. Just that sort of like starting off quiet almost, and then maybe devolving into like yelling and you know.
I love like the guitar line, like it just I don't know. Everything about the song is amazing to me. Recent thoughts.
The bass line, dude. Lithium.
Oh yeah, the bass line on Lounge Act. That was the song I was talking about the bass line for. It's like the intro bass line on Lounge Act is it's amazing. Love it. Recent thoughts?
No, I agree. I thought it was a solid song. I do like the bass. I think it's my favorite like instrument, and I think that it really carried the song to be. I thought I liked it more. I thought it was a good. I thought it was better than Janie, but that's just my opinion. I thought it was nice to come off of Janie to Lounge Act. And it kept me really interested in the album. So when I was listening to it on a one listen. So I mean, if you listen to an album straight for 10 minutes, I feel like it could get stale, especially when he's talking about this formula. I think if you listen to the same thing like 12 times, it can get kind of stale. But I think this kind of lighting it back up for the last part of the album. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely noticed the formulaic portion of it for sure, but definitely like, I don't know, I don't know about you guys, but I really felt that there was, it felt a little bit, it sounded a little bit like older punk with like the rhythm. I don't know, I'm not a big punk person, but I mean, it sounded, I don't know, just how the intro and it sounded different. I mean, I definitely I agree that there's definitely a formulaic portions, but or the song is fairly formulaic, but at the same time, I don't know, it felt like the sound and the rhythm of the song and just kind of it's more like jumpy kind of feel. It kind of reminded me of, I don't know, like Sex Pistols, just a little bit.
I think I don't know. I feel like the whole album, like the song isn't necessarily that much more influenced by the Sex Pistols or punk in general than any other song in the album.
I don't know. It just for some reason it just struck a nail in that area for me.
Okay, we have 9 minutes left because I have Zoom free version. So let's try to speed this up. These next two, we have 3 more songs. We can talk about Endless Nameless for a second. I guess. Stay Away. I think it's my least favorite song on the album. Stay Away has some like weird verses of like I don't know why, and like it's just like there's. I never really like latch onto it that much, and the hook just sounds a little bit annoying.
Yeah, I love Stay Away.
You love Stay Away? Damn. Talk about it.
I thought it was good. I thought that just the random just inputs of I don't know why, bro. I don't. that got me. I was like, oh shoot.
Dang.
I don't know. It seemed like a song that was just a bunch of. It seemed like a big, just confusing song, and I kind of dig that.
It's like a guy being confused. That's a good
right.
point.
It just seemed like it seemed kind of chaotic.
Lyrically, it's cool.
Yeah. So I think that's nice. I think the one thing I like about this song, I think Territorial Pissings, is that like I like them both in this sound. The singer Kurt Cobain sounded just kind of confused, and I think that's like an interesting take because he was confused in like kind of an angry way. I thought that was interesting.
Lee, Gareth, any thoughts?
No, I mean, I'm to be honest, like I thought "Stay Away" wasn't as memorable for me personally. I know he goes a little bit crazy. I think that the reason is I think it sounded like just like a crazier version of Territorial Pissings and Breed. Like again, like just kind of this whole go flame first, just fast paced, just very like chaotic. Like I don't know, like I personally didn't see a lot of. I mean, I didn't think it was very memorable lyrically either. I just, as a song as a whole, it just kind of seemed like, okay, we're getting towards the end of the album. Let's finish it, kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it felt like a filler track. Oh, it's like for me, it's the most non-essential track on the album. Definitely the worst song. Gareth, any thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the high energy songs, where he's yelling and he's really angry and stuff.
Yeah.
I felt this was pretty good.
On a Plane, I think it's good. I don't think it's anything like ridiculously amazing. I like "I love myself better than you." I think that's a cool line. No, it's a good song. It's a solid song. Just like at this point in the album, it's not like amazing or anything compared to the other songs, of course.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I think it's a good song, but like after listening to everything leading up to it, I kind of forgot about it. Especially, I really like the song following it, so
yeah,
I kind of just blended in.
Yeah. Lee or Gareth, any thoughts on a Plane?
I don't know. I think I really liked it actually. I think it does the best at doing the sort of. It does a really good job at doing the sort of like soft singing to like sort of yelling, with the "love myself better than you" into whatever he says next.
Yeah.
We
see the different things each time. Yeah. Lee, any thoughts?
I mean, I towards the end of the album, I kind of lost a little bit of interest after Lounge Act. Like I liked Lounge Act for sure, but Stay Away and On a Plane kind of just fit.
That's the worst 1-2 combo I think on the album.
Yeah, like I don't know. It felt a little bit like it felt a little bit forced. Especially like you listen to other albums and there's a little bit more flowing going on, and I think the way they order their songs is pretty good when you start the album. But towards the end, I don't know, those two songs together just didn't really make sense to me.
All right, last song on the album. I think we only have 5 minutes left on the Zoom call, so we're gonna ignore Endless Nameless because it's a bonus track, and it usually isn't included on the album. I
didn't like it, so I mean,
that's a good summary. Something in the Way. Something in the Way is obviously, I think it's an amazing song. It's about Kurt Cobain just being homeless. We talked about it a little bit already. Just like really sad. It ends off the album like a really good way. Just caps off the feelings of just like depression and loneliness, I think, really well. I love this song. It's a classic.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I got out of it was like this just general feeling of like being stuck and defeated. That's it. I feel like I felt Kurt Cobain when he was singing. Like something's in the way, like he didn't know what to do. Like it just seemed like it was like a depressing song that like just seemed to really encapsulate what he was feeling in the time. And I thought that it was pretty deep. And I really like the in between because I feel like it added a sense of like confusion and just like insecurity, which is probably not a good thing, but I feel like it just captured his feelings really, really well.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. Gareth, any thoughts?
Oh yeah, I agree. Also, yeah.
Lee, any thoughts on Something in the Way?
I just think that the best thing an album can do after the end of it is make you feel a different way. Like I think it goes the same about a lot of different media, like movies, TV shows, whatnot. But this album, I think that this album did really well, especially this last song. I think Something in the Way just very much capped it off. I think regardless of the volume or the fact that this is a slower song, I think it fits perfectly. Yeah, just with the theme of the album, and I think it ended it very well.
Okay, so we have a little under 4 minutes left, so let's quickly just each recap our feelings on this album. Obviously, I love this album. I think almost every single song on here is like a classic. It's just great song back to back to back. I think the worst song, "Stay Away." But besides that, it's very strong. I give it, if you're saying a 5 is like indifference, I give it like a 9 out of 10. I honestly think it's that good. I think my biggest criticism is the fact that I think just when you get to the end of it, it isn't really like conceptually there's nothing going on. And I think in terms of like the flow of the album, it's not great. And it doesn't really like hit me the way that like In Utero does. I think In Utero is the better album. Even though song for song, it's not as good, just in terms of just like the overall punch, but when you get to the end of the album, it's a lot stronger. I think when you get to the end of this album, you're like, I heard a bunch of really good songs, but I didn't really feel, besides like something in the way, I didn't really feel that much like emotionally going on. I didn't really like get any themes out of it. So it's just like the themes present on each song. Reese, final thoughts?
Yeah, I think that one of the interesting things is that even before I listened to this whole album, I had the album on my phone. Like I knew that it was a great album before, before I even listened to it. I think that people who didn't really like grunge or punk, and people who did, they both seem to have a consensus that this is one of the most influential albums. And I think that was interesting that I had it on my phone before I even listened to it. And listening to it, I agree. I think that while I don't know its impact now, seeing as I wasn't out when it came out and I didn't know music before then, I think that it's definitely one of the albums that hit hard. And I guess if we're rating out of 10, I think I'd give it a 7.5, 8. I think that it was really good. I don't know. I did not like Polly, and that's just I'm sticking with it. And I did like all the other ones. Stay Away and Something in the Way. And I think those songs were really nice way to not wrap up the album, but I think they were just nice additions. And I think it was overall a good album, and I'm glad I listened to it.
I bet we have 1 minute 40 seconds left. Gareth, your thoughts?
No, yeah, dude. This is a pretty incredible album, dude. Honestly, the energy, I feel like it just it works together so well. I really like the soft, loud sort of thing that they do a lot. So I think it flows better than you guys give it credit for. Because that formula is at least consistent throughout the album. But yeah, the first time I listened to it, which was a while ago, I was actually, I don't know, I wasn't that into grunge, but
we have 1 minute left.
All of these songs are really catchy, bro. A lot catchier than I expected. So yeah, 9 out of 10.
Lee, you have less than 1 minute. Go.
I'm just gonna say 7.2. I don't know.
Oh my God. Yes,
I give it a 7. But 7.2 sounds good to me just because of the formulaic nature and just kind of the repetition. I don't know. There's just some things that just all kind of sound the same. I feel like the best artists can really branch out a little bit more.
Okay. Whatever.
7.2.
7. We'll get it. What do you give it?
9.
9. So we give it a 9, a 9, a 7, a 7. So
I'll give it a 10 to raise the average.
Bet. So we have a 8.25. I can't do quick math.
Whoa, what is this math, buddy?
I don't know. Okay, I'll do the math later. But that was our video. Thank you for watching, and listen to Nevermind. It's great. See you guys.